Hey folks, welcome back to the channel. Will Owen here with JetBoatPilot.com. Got my good friend Steve Daggett with us today. Say hello, Captain Steve.
Morning.
And also our cameraman Jason. Jason, say hello.
Hello.
We are out in front of Hathaway Bridge in beautiful Panama City, Florida today, right at the foot of the bridge here at Gulf Coast State College, Carl Gray Park. Today's video got something super exciting to share with you. We're going to be doing a trip from Panama City to world famous Crab Island in Daxten. We're taking the intracoastal. I'm going to show you how to get there via the intracoastal. We're going to do a twofer today. So the first one's going to show you how to get there, some tips and tricks along the way. But the second thing, can you make it on the SeaDoo Switch on one tank of gas? We brought 15 extra gallons of gas just in case we run out. And we're going to show you on this video today how far we get. Let's do it. All right, so before we go, I want to point out a couple of things. We are leaving here from Panama City. It is about 9:15 in the morning. We are exactly dead on 3 hours. Let me show you with the camera real quick here. Dead on 3 hours. So we have not broken this boat in yet. We're going to be varying our RPMs today in the break-in procedure. We've also got a full tank of gas. And I want you to see that as we go here. We'll kind of catalog things and we'll stop along the way to give you some more tips and tricks. Another tip, if you don't have charts on your boat, you want to probably get a chart plotter for a trip like this. We're going to be going through some areas that are just not real clearly marked, and it's always super helpful to know where you're at by having these maps here. You'll notice right now it's showing our boat right here at the Panama City junction between Panama City Beach. And we're going to zoom out real quick here and see our course. It's going to actually take us up over through West Bay and then actually up through the intracoastal waterway. So again, if you don't have charts, I recommend doing that before you take this trip. If you don't, obviously follow along. You'll probably learn how to get there, but charts always makes it much easier. All right, so as we leave St. Andrews Bay, getting over into West Bay, there's a left-hand turn, and you'll see, if you're paying with the camera over here, there's a big kind of point that juts out. I want you to know it gets very shallow there. So stay many hundreds of yards off that point. Don't get over there. I don't care if you got a shallow draft or not, jet boat, whatever. Stay off that point. Give yourself a wide turn here and try to stay in the middle if you can. All right, so we've been cruising along at about 28 miles an hour on this switch here. We haven't broken it in yet, so we're kind of running slow. And about 10 minutes into the ride, we started seeing channel markers. You'll see green on the left, you'll see red on the right. Remember in our last video, you learned right on red when returning from sea or towards Texas. I'm headed to the west, which means the red's going to be on my right. Red's on the right, green's on the left. So finding the channel markers, stay in between the channel markers as we start finding our way into the intracoastal. All right, so our next waypoint here, you'll notice we get to marker 26. Straight ahead is the 79 bridge. That's going to be the bridge that goes into Panama City Beach. This is kind of the entrance to the intracoastal waterway. There's some airboats and some other boats right at a little restaurant. Boondocks, great restaurant, by the way, the very best fried shrimp you will ever put in your mouth. Check them out, Boondocks. So I have not seen the no wait sign. I don't know if they pulled it down or if it was never there, but out of courtesy, we do this. Again, there's a restaurant here. There's a lot of boats always tied up. There's airboats here. We're going to come through here at no wake speeds. Once we pass the bridge, give it a couple hundred yards, then we're going to power back up. All right, so we're getting ready to power up here. You see marker 39. That's going to be kind of our point to power back up. Also, you'll notice on the charts, come in tight here, we have indication that there's a channel here, but it doesn't really show very well marked on the Garmin here. I think it's that way for some time until we get further into the channel, and then it kind of opens back up. You'll see some clear indication, I believe. I'm not sure how it is on the Garmin, but I've seen that before on my other chart plotters. Then we're going to follow through the intracoastal over into Choctawhatchee Bay. Let's do it. Something kind of goofy that we just saw. Didn't notice this the last time we took this trip. Look up at the trees there. Somebody has put what looks like a stuffed animal zoo up on the hill here. Something fun for you to point out to the kids when you're driving by. This is about 15 miles into the trip from the Hathaway Bridge. Another thing I want to point out while we're here, take the camera pan around here. See this trash in the water? Intracoastal is going to be littered with debris because you have all these trees and all this water flow. It's just something that you got to watch out for. So as you're motoring through here, keep your head on a swivel, have your crew helping you to monitor the surroundings, because if you run over a stick, there's a chance you ingest it into your pump or you hit your prop or whatever. So keep your eyes open for debris. So we're almost to Choctawhatchee Bay, headed west, and over on the left-hand side here, we see a processing plant here. I guess they're processing gravel. When you come through here, this is a courtesy to the operators and the boat owners. We try to slow down, do no wake, be courteous, not get too close to them. Once you pass them, we'll power back up. All right, so we've just come out of the intercoastal. Still got some channel markers here again, green on the left, red on the right. Headed towards the bridge here. They're gonna see two bridges on the way. The first here is 331 Bridge. We are probably 2/3 of the way through our trip now. If you want to come in tight on this chart plotter here, you notice we started over in Panama City. We went through West Bay, we went through the intercoastal, and now we're in Choctawhatchee Bay. And our goal is to travel way over here to Daxten Harbor. That's where we're headed to. So now we're gonna head through Choctawhatchee Bay, and hopefully we make it on one tank of gas. All right, so stopping short here at the 331 Bridge. If you're into dining by boat, you want to go find somewhere to cool to have lunch or dinner, check out Farm and Fire, and also the bay right at the foot of, this is going to be the south side foot of the 331 Bridge. Pretty cool spot to go and have some lunch or dinner, hang out with friends, do it by boat. We always love doing boating trips like this, dining trips combined with boating trips. Boaters love to eat. All right, another important note, as you're traveling through Choctawhatchee Bay, it's a big open bay. Things can happen. If you need to deviate for any reason over to a safe harbor, say you get weather, or if you're looking for fuel, or if you need something, over off to our left here, you'll notice the high-rise condos. You'll see the big water tank there. That is Daxten. Back in the cut here is the village of Baytown Wharf. So Baytown Wharf has a really great marina. There's fuel there, ship store, and something really helpful for you if you're trying to get out of this area for whatever reason. So just mark that out on your chart plotter on your way before you even leave, just so you know where that's at. There's a secondary location we'll pass by in a minute here at the foot of the Mid-Bay Bridge at Legendary Marine for more fuel. We'll point that out in just a minute. All right, so we are out in the middle of Choctawhatchee Bay. We're just coming up on the Mid-Bay Bridge here, and our low fuel light clicked on. I'm showing with the boat sitting relatively level about 2 bars right now. I'm gonna push it a little bit just to see if we can actually make it without fueling up, without using my reserve fuel here. All right, so now we're stopping short at the Mid-Bay Bridge. This is the second bridge that you're gonna come across coming out of the intercoastal headed west. At the foot of the bridge on the east side, you'll see the big old water tower, the giant American flag, and those big boat barns. That is Legendary Marine. They've got fuel there, they've got restaurants there, ship store. Probably the most popular spot that our boaters for the gathering like to go to, for those of you coming to the gathering in July. But really, if you're gonna be heading back home this afternoon, if you're done over at your thing with Crab Island, this is probably the best place to get gas, get a snack, head back home. All right, so we're still idling. We're still gonna try to push it a little farther and see just at what point the engine conks off, but the bars are completely gone. Low fuel light's been on now for several miles. We are literally almost there. If you pan the camera around, you've got the big towers there and the big water tower. You got the bridge going over onto Okaloosa Island. So we are literally almost at Crab Island right now on the switch. And if we get there, we'll see. Well, we made it. Crab Island, world famous for probably the biggest boat party, consistent boat party every day. It seems like almost every day of the year you're gonna find a bunch of boats out here. A lot of owners, a lot of renters, a lot of jet boaters, a lot of prop boaters. Just about anything you can imagine out here. Some days you'll see the super yachts, speed boats, go fast stuff. Doesn't matter. If you're into boating, this is it. This is where you want to be. We did not run out of gas. We're going to get over here and throw the anchor in a minute here and gas up. Now there is gas. If you're panning around with the camera, you go under the bridge and to the left over to Daxten Harbor. There's fuel. Steve, is there more fuel right here on this side too?
Red flags.
So the red flags, put your camera at the red flags, Jason. There are also fuel there at that dock. So when you get here, you're going to want to gas up first. If you're on a switch, you're going to want to gas up before you go park. That way when you get out of here, you can head back home without having to go fight the crowds. There's going to be a lot of guys jockeying for gas at that point. So we're going to go over here now and find us a parking spot, get some more shots here with a drone. Stick with us. Well, we made it. Crab Island, beautiful. Once you get here, it is so worth the trip. It is gorgeous here. Plan to be here as the tide is coming in, not when the tide's going out. You can just do a simple search for a tide chart for Daxten, Florida, Daxten Harbor as your guide, and look for the times when the tide's coming in. As the tide comes in, you have a lot of clean water from the Gulf that's coming in to make this area beautiful. As the tide goes out, you have a lot of this murky water from the bay trying to get out to the Gulf, so the water clarity goes down. The best possible experience, come in with the tide going up. One more tip, when you come into Crab Island, look where all the boats are anchored and try to anchor your boat accordingly. Try to stay away from the darker water. There are channels there, there's currents there, and we've seen some accidents happen there in the past. So to be safe, stay over where you see all the rest of the boaters. Also be courteous. Try not to get too close to somebody else's boat. Give them room, give them space. It's just something that you're gonna do as a courtesy. Watch out for other people's dock lines, anchor lines. Don't be running over top of them. If you do, you can foul your prop, you could foul your jet pump. So be mindful of that. You're always gonna see a ton of boats here, guys. You come out and do this, it is a party, it is a blast. It seems to be safe. There's food here. There's t-shirts and hats and souvenirs and all the things. Lots of cool stuff to see. If you have any questions, hit us in the comments below. Be glad to answer them for you. Well, we appreciate you watching this video. If it was helpful to you, do me a favor, hit the like button, subscribe button. If you like video content like this, you want to see more of it, that sort of stuff just helps us out with the algorithm with YouTube, helps this video get out to see more people. Obviously, it keeps us going. So thanks for watching. Have a great day.